Thanks, Alexa. I'm here in Berlin, Prenzlauer Berg with Bastian Schwithal from Go Sake. So before we do anything else, Bastian, why don't you give us a very quick German vocabulary lesson. What exactly is a Wegbier?
A Wegbier is one of the things you learn when you come to Berlin as a very first word. A Wegbier is a roadie, a beer for the road. You take a beer in the Spedi or in the supermarket and you go to your friends, and on the path to your friends you have a drink while you go.
I'm on my way.
So Bastian, what you're trying to do with the startup that you founded is offer a bit of an alternative to the more traditional Wegbier. Could you maybe explain what that is?
I would say it's more like an addition instead of an alternative, and we would like to have a bit more diversity in the topic of Weg on the road, and we said, okay, why not having a sake, Japanese premium sake on the way, because it's similar to the craft beer, just having 3 ingredients. It's very easy going and it's not too strong on alcohol, so it's a quite nice thing for on the road. 8 years ago, I started a company called Berlin Food Tour. And through this business of food tour, I was invited a few years ago as a coincidence to the Japanese embassy. Yeah. And they needed an expert who could say something about how Japanese sake could be promoted in a better way to Germany. And this is how it started.
And like I've noticed myself, it isn't actually that easy to find good quality sake in Germany right now. What differentiates the sake that you're selling with something I might just find at the grocery store?
It's like with many other products, it's the industrial product and it's the handcrafted product. And we are looking for the handcrafted stuff, for the little breweries in Japan, which are family owned, which are doing not the big quantities, but they do their sake with a lot of love.
In the past year and a bit of the pandemic that we've been going through, what's maybe sort of the biggest lesson that you've learned through this whole experience?
I think you should stick with your people, with your networks, with your partners. Life is people's business, and it's the people who support you, and it's very important to stick together in these times.
Speaking about partners, how about we go visit Garnet Getränkemarkt?
Sounds great.
Let's go.
Hier im Flaschbiershop haben wir um die 1000 verschiedene Sorten, die nicht jeder kennt, die exklusiver sind im Geschmack und auch im Preis.
There's no big bottle on the way unless you've had a really bad day. So, Bastian, if somebody wants to get some of the Go Sake products, they can come here to Garnet Getränkemarkt, or they can find your products at some Japanese restaurants around Berlin. But you've also got your products available on your online shop. Have you encountered any big surprises in dealing with payments or payment methods?
We were surprised how many people still have issues with online payment in general, the trustworthy aspect of online payment. So we have a lot of people which would like to order some sake, but then they come for a pickup and they want to pay in cash. And we were not aware of that this is such a big issue still.
Do you see any trends moving away from this, or any ways of sort of making people feel more comfortable with the e-commerce experience?
I think that the Corona times also lead to more interest in online payment for people, because e-commerce was a big deal for many people. I think the most important thing that the services are made very easy for you, that you don't have too many steps to insert your data. It should be really easy from the customer journey.
So just like one click and buy, basically, as convenient as possible. So I think it is time to taste the sake. Let's go. So here we have our little mobile sake tasting station. We've got 3 different types of sake. We've got a sake tonic and 2 different snacks. Let's jump into it.
The special little thing about Honjoso is it is quite an easygoing sake, and it has a bit of alcohol in it, which is added as a brew alcohol to put some of the aromas on top. Go for it.
Kanpai.
Kanpai.
Oh, that's really nice.
It's like a white wine, yeah.
And it's almost like something I would want to drink like in a park, like it's a hot day, and it really goes well.
Junmai, it's our top-selling sake from Kochi, from the Arimitsu Akitora Brewery. And it is a bit like the Honjoso, but it has a bit more rounded taste on the taste palettes. Kanpai.
Kanpai. It's got a bit...
You see a bit more of the umami.
Yeah. I feel like this is more something I would want with food.
Yeah. Junmai Ginjo. And as soon as Junmai is in the word, it means just water, rice, and yeast, nothing else. It's a very pure kind of sake.
Kanpai.
So you see, very light.
I definitely get the fruitiness.
And this is very good with sushi. This is very good with any kind of vegetable dishes.
Yeah, you could almost mistake it for drinking white wine.
Yeah.
Like if you're not thinking too hard.
We thought it's time after all the gin and tonic for a Sake and Tonic. And it's a 50-50 mix of sake and a very good tonic.
Okay.
Kanpai, cheers.
It's a completely new flavor combination.
Yeah.
It's like gin and tonic, but with citrus already there. Like I really like that. I think I'd really just like to thank you for taking the time to talk with us today, an opportunity to taste these sakes, and now I'd really just like to go back to Alexa. I mean, do you want to try the sake?